All right, hello and welcome to our 2020 for this week. It's 20 hospitality ideas, 20 seconds each. Now, watching kids fail at the park might be amusing for some, but not what we had in mind here. The idea here is to head down to your local park and play some sport, probably more of a summer activity, I guess. But it's a great way. You never know who's going to walk past and want to be involved, and sport's one of those kind of universals. Anyone can join in and have a bit of a laugh, so give that a go. Now, I love this photo. These people are having such a wonderful time, and the idea here is to organise your very own neighbourhood street party. It doesn't really matter how you go about it, just set a date and advertise around your local community and maybe have a theme or something, but get those along and have a wonderful time with your neighbours, partying it up in the streets. Here the idea is to start your very own food cooperative. The idea being that maybe you buy organic produce or organic meat in bulk. You have a group of you who all go in together on the food and then you distribute it back around. So your neighbours might want organic beef or organic pork. It's a great way to supply it. Chickens. Who doesn't love chickens? And especially who doesn't love free-range eggs? Now, your local church may be the best possible place to have your very own free-range chicken coop. And you can have a roster of those who look after the chickens and also distribute the eggs or have them for sale at your church. Great way to provide free-range organic eggs for your community. Now, all these ideas are very well, but what does your community really want or need? And a survey may be just the way to find out. There's often those things we're not really sure what people are after. Do they want a veggie garden or more parks or whatever? A survey distributed around the neighbourhood is a great way to find out the answers to those kind of questions. Now, this lady is obviously a bit of a hoarder. She's still trying to cook her meal on the oven, though. Good on her. But there are those in our community who do need some help with some of the basics of life. Popping over to someone's house and offering to mow their lawn or paint their house or tidy up or whatever it might be is a fantastic way to show them that you care and that they really matter to you. It's very, very easy to always eat with the same people, like your flatties or your family, but inviting another group of people over to your house, either as a group or just personally, is a really good way to meet new people. And instead of having a potluck or something, why not invite a group over and then cook them a fantastic, delicious meal and then serve it to them? I'm sure they'll feel extremely special. Now, hero complex aside, we're not just in here to serve people. Often asking for help is a great way to actually meet new people. So going next door and asking to borrow perhaps a lawnmower or the old cliche cup of sugar can be a great way to meet new people, but also let your neighbours know that they can ask you for help too. Now, this smiling chap is in fact our representative of fair trade, and the idea here is to try and make your church fully fair trade. A lot of our churches still are providing unfairly traded sugar and tea and coffee and that kind of stuff, and as well as providing a great example to your neighbourhood, you can also supply those goods for sale for those who might want to buy them. It's very, very easy, all you boys and girls out there, to end up eating the same old food day in, day out. And bring a recipe night could be a great way to expand your repertoire and also meet some new people. So all you have to do is tell everyone to bring over their new recipe, and perhaps a follow-up night could be to cook some of the fine things you learn how to make. Now, here's some of our local heroes. The idea is not to go out and become a UN peacekeeper, but in fact, the idea is to have a conflict kitchen night. All you do is find out where New Zealand troops are currently serving, and then try and cook meals from those parts of the world and invite people over to share them. Now, these very attractive looking folks from what I'm guessing is the 50s are having a table meal together, and this can be a fantastic way to grow community among your group. You can come up with your own traditions for serving each other, for grace, or for the food you cook, but it's really very simple, and you could also perhaps have a theme night. This one is extremely close to my heart. Kneading the old dough and baking your own bread is a great way to reconnect with your food. We're often quite disconnected from our food, especially eating all that processed bread. So baking bread and giving it away to your friends is a really nice way to reconnect and also make some extremely tasty bread. In New Zealand, we have a lot of people who come here from overseas, and often they do find it hard to fit in or find community. So ringing the local immigration services can be a great way to connect with immigrants in your local area. This photo was taken by people at the Brindwa parish, and they had a local day down at the park where they invited immigrants and had a picnic, which is fantastic stuff. This brown blob is not some kind of earthen igloo. It is, in fact, a pizza oven in progress, and you too can have your very own pizza oven. It's a great way to congregate, make your own meals, and sit outside on a sunny summer or rather more chilly winter evening and enjoy around the fire. Leftovers. We all have leftovers, and it's hard to know what to do with them, but there are many people in our communities who would love to have our leftovers. Those who are sick or who can't cook for themselves would love to have you pop round once a week or twice a week even with your leftover food and provide them with meals. It's something we could all do pretty easily, I think. It's pretty easy in our society to never actually walk around our neighbourhoods. Normally we hop in our cars and we drive off to work or we drive off to sport or whatever it is. Taking the time to walk around your neighbourhood regularly and walk the same route is a great way to meet people in your neighbourhood and get to know them. So I highly recommend having a wander around your neighbourhood on a regular basis. This one's pretty obvious, but it's still a great thing to do. Starting your own can collection for either the City Mission or St Ambrose's out in Aranui is a great way to give something back to people. Cans are great, they're non-perishable and they're easy to collect, and it's a great way to help people come around a common cause. Now this rather odd looking chap is our representative of Bring a Friend Night. Not all your friends probably make their own alien teddies, I wish they did. But bringing a guest and having an intentional night where you all commit to bringing someone along is a great way to grow your community and to meet new people. So hopefully they all have their own teddy bears too. Last but very not least, you might call this a crackpot idea, but it is in fact a crockpot idea. It's a pretty bad pun. All you have to do is tell everyone in your community to bring along an ingredient for a crockpot night. You throw it all in the pot and you'll be surprised at the tasty meals and stews you can produce. Okay, that right there is our 2020 for this week. 20 hospitality ideas you can try out. The only thing to figure out now is which ones could work well for your community.